Welcome to Inside Edge Cricket, your edge in the cricket world. It's your boy Cairo here with the Ashes second test day one review. Oh my gosh. Joe Root scored his 40th test match century today. What a legend. Fourth most centuries ever in the history of cricket. He is the current second highest run scorer in the history of test cricket and still going. And this was finally his first test century in Australia. What a moment for the man. We saw Mitchell Starc again take another 5-wicket haul. This is his third 5-wicket haul in successive matches. Absolutely amazing. What a day one we had at the Gabba in Brisbane today. What an exciting day of test cricket. It was an amazing day of test cricket. Firstly, let's get started. We're going to talk about Australia's playing 11. Australia left out Nathan Lyon. I repeat, Australia left out Nathan Lyon. He did they had an interview with him on the dinner break, and to say the least, Nathan Lyon did not look pleased at all. He did not look happy. He is very angry, very, very disappointed. Nathan Lyon had played 69 consecutive home tests before being left out for the day and night Ashes clash at the Gabba. 69 in a row, and now he's been left out. And now it's the second time in 3 test matches where Nathan Lyon has been left out. The last time he was left out was that day night match against the West Indies in Sabina Park at Jamaica, where they chose to go with Boland, Cummins, Hazelwood, and Starc to play. And you know, when West Indies got bowled out for 27 all out, where Starc got 6 wickets for 7 runs. That's the last time he's left out. And now 2 matches later, Nathan Lyon has been left out again. I don't agree with it at all. Like as did my preview video yesterday, I thought Nathan Lyon would be playing. So that was a big shocker. So Australia went with Jake Weatherald and Travis Head opening, Marnus Labuschagne at 3, Smith, Green, Inglis, Carey, Nisa, Mitchell Starc, Boland, and Brendan Doggett. That's the team that they went for. So we did not see Bo Webster in the team either. So England won the toss, and this match, the pitch was a batting wicket. It was definitely a batting wicket, and Ben Stokes correctly chose to bat first. Let's just break down the score. So Mitchell Starc, let's talk about Mitchell Starc firstly. He struck again. He struck in the first over of the test match as he removed Ben Duckett for a duck. It was a beautiful ball, angling across him, took the outside edge and was caught in the slips. This was the 26th wicket in the first over of the innings in his career. Absolutely outstanding. Mitchell Starc needs to be backed up though. Like he has stood up without Cummins and Hazelwood there, but he needs support. He really needs support from the other bowlers because the others, they're bowling decently, but he's definitely the most threatening. The others are not threatening at all. So he did take 5-wicket start. This was his 18th 5-wicket haul, and he also overtook the great Wasim Akram to take the most wickets by a left-arm fast bowler in Test history. So it's just an incredible accomplishment by Mitchell Starc, and it was also his 6th 5-wicket haul in 15 day-night Test matches. No other bowler has more than 2 in pink ball matches. So Mitchell Starc is the greatest bowler with a pink ball, and I said that again in my review yesterday. So he removed Ben Duckett. He also removed Ollie Pope as well for a duck. So England were in big trouble at 5 for 2 when Joe Root came into bat under pressure. Him and Crawley had a very, very good partnership, a very important partnership to steady the ships for England. And we knew Crawley was under pressure after his pair of ducks in the last game. Crawley did play nicely. He played some nice drives. He looked good. He did look good, Crawley. But, you know, he always gives a little iffy strokes, flashing outside off like he did. But Crawley was indeed dismissed. He was dismissed in the 70s. Crawley made 76. He gave it away. Nisa bowled a short ball. He just flashed at it under edge, and Carey took the catch. So he gave it away. And that's the thing. He batted nicely, but he threw it away. He threw it again. So for someone that gets dismissed for single figures scores in 41% of his test innings, which is very high, he needs to go on when he gets a start. And his conversion rate is only 25%. He's been dismissed in the 70s 9 times. So, yeah. But well done to Crawley for at least giving the team a start. And they needed the start to recover after they were 5 for 2. So in came Harry Brook. I need to talk about this. in my preview video yesterday, I said Harry Brook has all the talent in the world. He just needs to use a bit more batting smart, play more intelligently. He blazed his way to 30, tried to play a ridiculous scoop to one of the bowlers when Kerry was up to the stumps and nearly got stumped. It was absolutely ridiculous. I even overheard Alex Hartley on commentary. She nearly swore. She basically did. So that was funny. But Harry Brook has all the talent in the world. England were still in a precarious position. Mitchell Starc just came back onto bowl, bowled a full wide ball outside off stump. Harry Brook just recklessly just threw his hands at it, edged off, was out for 31, taken by Steve Smith. Not the situation of the game to do that. You know Ben Stokes, the captain's coming in soon. And when Starc just started bowling, the twilight was coming on. The lights were coming on. It was getting darker. And we know that's the most threatening time period for a batsman in a day-night match. So it wasn't smart. And we know Ben Stokes is struggling against Mitchell Starc. So yeah, Harry Brook was dismissed. Poor batting. Very, very, very poor batting. Then Ben Stokes came in. He looked like he was going to build his way to a proper test innings. Played well. He did play well. He was good in his defense, was very careful. Him and Root played attritional test cricket. And then Ben Stokes ran himself out. So England fell to 210 for 5. He tried to steal a quick single. Root said no. There was no chance. If Root ran, he would have been run out. Ben Stokes got run out. He looked furious. And after he probably processed, it wasn't a run. He gave Root a little spud to that baton. Don't worry about it. So then in came Jamie Smith, the England wicketkeeper batsman. He got bowled for a duck. He got bowled for a duck by Scott Boland. Nice ball angling in, but it's not the first time I've seen Jamie Smith get bowled like that. He does tend to have a big gap between bat and pad, which is going to cause problems to a bowler that's accurately and targeting your stump. So Jamie Smith fell for a duck. And there's an interesting stat now. 4 batters in England's top 7 have scored ducks. They've scored ducks. Ben Stokes is the only one that's not scored a duck so far in the series, and it's only been 3 innings, so not a pretty stat at all. But Joe Root, let me talk about Joe Root. Joe Root ran hard. Joe Root was patient. He left the ball outside off stump. He played the ball very, very late under his eyes. It was just a traditional Joe Root innings. He steered the ship. Like England would be dead without Joe Root. I'm telling you, England would struggle without Joe Root. The man has carried England on his back for many, many years. He's consistent. He's a great player. He averages over 50, has over 13,500 runs, 40 test match centuries now. He's just an incredible player. And I should note as well that Will Jacks, that came in at number 8, he did play nicely before he flashed off similarly to Brook for 19. Then Atkinson, Cast got out. And then Archer joined Root at the crease when England were 9 for 264. But at this point, Root has already scored his century. And Australia were trying to waste time in the game because they didn't want to come out to bat. They would have had to face a couple of overs, so they're wasting time. But I think it's ridiculous that the umpires didn't tell them to speed up the process because they were way behind anyway. 74 overs were bowled. It's ridiculous. It's a problem in Test cricket. The over rate is too slow. People are paying money, paying tickets to go and watch 90 overs of cricket. Okay, maybe a couple of overs short. Okay, but 16 overs short, and then you're wasting time tactically. But the umpire have not gone to them to tell them, you know what, this is ridiculous, speed it up. But it worked out in England's favor because they did not try to declare. Archer and Root, they played aggressively. And then when it reached to the cutoff point for when Australia couldn't bat again, they played attritional cricket and they eventually built a 60-run partnership. Was a brilliant. Archer also got his highest test match score. He's on 32 not out, ending the day. And Joe Root ended the day on 135. What a day of Test cricket. So England finished the day on 325 for 9 of 74 overs. They were coming to bat tomorrow morning and try to add on some runs, maybe get to 350. Maybe Joe Root will get his 150. We'll see. Also, Mitchell Starc was limping a bit. Like, Australia cannot have Mitchell Starc do all of the work. He is carrying this Australian bowling lineup. He really, really is. So he finished on 6 for 71, his third 5-wicket haul in succession. Incredible. What a day of the Ashes, guys. What a day of the Ashes. It was an incredible, incredible day. I cannot wait to watch the day 2 and watch the remaining days of this test match. Guys, please tell me in the comment section what you thought about this day of the Ashes. And please make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Thank you.